Have you ever considered hiring a business coach, but were afraid of making the investment? That was me until I hired my first ever business coach in 2021, none other than Bob Goff. If you don't know who he is, go and listen to the audio version of his book, Love Does, and you'll get a flavor for what an incredibly whimsical and joy-filled person he is. In this video, I want to share what I learned through my first time being coached and what I plan to implement into my own coaching from Bob. Let's get started with some of the biggest lessons that I learned while being coached by Bob Goff. First, he helped me to navigate dealing with ambiguity. At this point in my life, we were in a multi-year adoption process. I was considering partnering my video production company with another production company. I was looking into hiring my first employee, all while trying to start a nonprofit-focused company, Voice Givers Academy. He first helped me to recognize how ambiguity can impact me and add stress. He then shared that a lot of these decisions don't necessarily have to have a best direction. Sometimes you just need to get moving and course correct from there. Second, he shared the importance of proving a concept before fully diving in. As I just read this in my notes, I realized that this is an area I still need a lot of work on. He shared with me that we often have so many ideas and end up investing way too much time and energy into them before we've done any validation on whether they're even worthwhile. As a dreamer, this is a good word for me. Third, he pushed me to move forward in my hiring process for my first employee. He had me create a job listing on Indeed even before I was ready to hire, because at a bare minimum, I would know way more about the process than I currently did and be prepared to hire when I was ready. I think if I were to sum up this whole coaching experience, I would say that it would be to take action, not worrying about perfection, and course correct along the way. Now, as I embark on my own journey as a business coach, here are some of the things that I took away from my time with Bob. First, Bob was incredibly generous. I paid for 30-minute calls, and the first call he spent 48 minutes with me. This simple generosity made me feel valued, and even more, it made me feel known. I want to ensure that I'm generous with the people that I coach so that they can experience being known. Second, Bob understood and reflected the importance of the whole person being coached. When all you coach for is business success and growth, it doesn't take into account of how important all parts of our lives are to being successful. I want to make sure that those that I coach are cognizant of how their life and work are interconnected and both need focus. Lastly, Bob balanced empathy and connection with action. What I mean by this is that he was empathetic and worked to know and understand me while also pushing towards action and change. He helped me to set clear goals and deadlines that were informed by who I was and where I was at. I was definitely nervous about investing in coaching, but I left the experience feeling truly blessed. I believe that a good business coach can have an incredible impact on your business, but if done well, an even bigger impact on your whole life.